But Mazda has its fans who respect its history of innovation, especially in engines, and the handling and performance of its cars.
Mazda's latest rotary engine doesn't just bring back a legend, it rewrites the rules of modern driving. This tiny powerhouse delivers more punch than engines twice its size, yet runs cleaner, lighter, and smarter than many electric motors. Mazda's engineers claim it can rival EV efficiency without relying on the bulky, expensive batteries that weigh electric cars down.
Up to 2030, what we see will be the evolution of technology.
But the real shock isn't what happens in a lab. It's what happens when this engine hits the open road. What Mazda just unveiled might completely change how America thinks about electric vehicles. This is the Rotary Resurgence, the story of the engine that refuses to die. For more than a decade, electric cars have looked unstoppable. Every automaker rushed to electrify, while gasoline engines seemed destined for the museum. But then, Mazda quietly stepped forward with something unexpected, a revelation powerful enough to shake the entire industry. The big news wasn't a battery breakthrough or a faster charger. It was the return of a mechanical marvel the world had already buried, the Mazda Rotary. Once dismissed as too thirsty, too fragile, and too dirty, the Rotary is now being reintroduced not as nostalgia, but as a weapon, a smarter, lighter, cleaner alternative to the EV juggernaut. Mazda's romance with the Rotary isn't new. It began in the late 1960s, when the company was a small Japanese automaker struggling to stand out. The Rotary's compact size and high-revving personality gave Mazda a unique edge, letting them build lightweight, agile cars that drove unlike anything else on the road. By the late 1970s, the RX-7 had become a global icon. That high-pitched wail of its spinning heart wasn't just sound, it was soul. But eventually, its flaws caught up. Poor fuel economy, fragile seals, and strict emissions killed the dream. In 2012, the RX-8 was discontinued, and many believed the Rotary's story had ended. Stick around, more fascinating stories are coming your way. But Mazda never gave up. Behind closed doors, engineers kept refining it, testing new seals, better cooling, cleaner combustion. And in 2023, their secret work finally surfaced in a shocking way. Instead of putting it in a sports car, Mazda slipped a small rotary engine into an electric crossover, the MX-30R EV. On the surface, it looked like any other EV. But under the hood, a compact 830 cubic centimeters single-rotor engine wasn't turning the wheels, it was quietly charging the battery. The idea was genius. In the city, the MX-30 drove like a normal EV, offering around 50 miles of pure electric range. But when that charge ran low, the Rotary kicked in, not as a motor, but as an onboard generator, feeding electricity back into the pack. The result? Over 370 miles of total range. Drivers could enjoy the silence and instant torque of an EV without ever worrying about being stranded or waiting for a charger. More importantly, Mazda had turned the Rotary's weaknesses into strengths. Running it at a constant speed as a generator made it cleaner, quieter, and more efficient. Improved seals, better cooling, and precision fuel injection helped it exceed emissions standards while returning around 40 miles per gallon in range-extending mode. The MX-30R EV wasn't about raw performance. It was about proving the Rotary's comeback wasn't a gimmick. It was a proof of concept, a blueprint for a new kind of hybrid future. But then, something even bigger surfaced. In August 2025, Mazda filed a technical patent that sent ripples across the industry. A 6-stroke rotary engine. On paper, it looked familiar, but 2 extra strokes changed everything. This engine could extract hydrogen directly from ordinary gasoline and burn it cleanly within the chamber. Carbon emissions plummeted, and leftover carbon could be trapped instead of released. Even more shocking? It could run on multiple fuels: gasoline, synthetic blends, even pure hydrogen. Keep watching for more mind-blowing insights. Mazda didn't just bring back the Rotary, it reinvented it. New diamond-like carbon seals solved the Rotary's durability problem, lasting up to 150,000 miles. Redesigned oil passages removed heat 30% faster, and ultra-high-pressure injectors made every drop of fuel count. All in a unit weighing less than 100 pounds, compared to 1,000-pound EV battery packs. Imagine that: lightweight, compact, and cheap to produce. No rare earth metals required. For the EV industry, that's a nightmare scenario. Mazda's Rotary hybrid could undercut electric cars on price, match them in efficiency, and crush them in range. The new Rotary hybrid setup promises over 600 miles on a single tank, while still delivering instant electric torque in city traffic. You can fill up in 5 minutes, not 40. You don't need to wait at a charger or worry about cold weather range loss. And when you add it all up, the numbers get painful for EVs. The expected starting price? Around $35,000, about 20% less than a base Tesla Model 3. Maintenance costs are lower too. No massive battery degradation. No $15,000 replacement bills after 8 years. The diamond-coated seals and simple mechanics mean the car could easily last 200,000 miles or more. Mazda's hybrid keeps resale value strong, cuts production costs by up to 25%, and appeals to the one thing every driver values: freedom. No range anxiety, no charging lines, no stress. More untold stories and insider info are on the way. Stay tuned. Performance? That's where the Rotary earns its roar back. Without the extra battery weight, Mazda's hybrid handles sharper, accelerates quicker, and still delivers that signature Rotary hum at higher revs. The result is a drive that feels alive, electric smoothness for the city, and mechanical soul for the highway. It's the best of both worlds, and the implications go far beyond Mazda. Tesla's dominance is built on batteries and the supercharger network, but a Rotary hybrid doesn't need either. For drivers in rural America, where charging stations are still sparse, a hybrid that can refuel anywhere makes far more sense. In China, BYD's cheap EVs depend heavily on subsidies and battery supply chains. Mazda's approach dodges both. Even Toyota, once criticized for resisting the all-electric push, now looks prophetic. Their hybrid-first philosophy suddenly validated. Industry analysts are watching closely. If Mazda's upcoming RX-9, rumored for 2026, lands strong, it could trigger a major shift in automotive strategy worldwide. Insiders say the company plans to produce both a Rotary-powered sports car and affordable hybrid crossovers under $30,000, using synthetic or biofuels to meet emissions targets without giant batteries. It's a move designed not just to survive the electric revolution, but to challenge its foundations. Don't go anywhere. The best is yet to come. Of course, Tesla and others aren't sitting still. Solid-state batteries, sodium-ion tech, and faster chargers are in development. But if Mazda hits 50,000 sales in the first year, it could prove that buyers want something different. Something cleaner, simpler, and more flexible than full electrics. Because the real future of driving might not belong entirely to batteries or gasoline. It might belong to the bridge between them, an elegant, efficient Rotary heart spinning quietly beneath the hood. So, what do you think? Can Mazda's reborn rotary engine truly challenge the EV giants and rewrite the rules again? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the future of cars, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, because the next revolution in driving might already be here.